What is up YouTube? It is Ghost Jace and I hope all is well on your end. For today's video, I wanted to put my hat into the ring of 5 ideas that I would want as DVD killers or chapters because we've reached our 30th chapter with Chucky coming along into the fog. Why not give some inspiration? I do have some ideas of what could work as either a DVD killer or a potential chapter. So let's get into it. For the first segment, I thought we would talk about the power because there's going to be a lot more complex ideas that I'm going to have throughout the way. So I'm going to start out with the simplest one. And a power that I think would work well is a spray-like power. And here's what the power is going to essentially be. The killer will have a spray nozzle on their left arm, and they'll be able to spray the environment around them. Now, what would come out of this spray-like nozzle would be either ice or a chemical-like substance. Now, this killer's main power will be based on Mei from Overwatch. Here's a little bit of game footage just to basically tell you how the power will be working in this killer's kit. And basically, I would imagine that the ice or whatever we have planned for this sort of lore based on the killer, the substance would be all over the floor and make the traction slippery for the survivors. So looping will be a little bit more difficult on the survivor's end, but you'll be able to walk through it naturally. The next idea I want to talk about is a chapter theme. And I always thought that a great chapter theme would be a wedding. And with this idea in mind, why not have a killer that is either the bride or the groom for a wedding, and the survivor can be vice versa, or it can be a same-sex couple. I don't know, it's 2023, do whatever you want. But wedding themed chapter with a bride or groom killer or bride and groom survivor, I think it could be a really great idea. It also, maybe the killer or the survivor can have a voice line that will say, "Wait, how could you?" or something like that. So, bride and groom themed chapter with the killer having like a really bad past that really reflects who they truly are. But that's my idea for a chapter. How about we move on to the killer side? And for the last idea, I've made a full-fledged killer power alongside it. So we're going to move on to the 2 killers that I don't have a power for, but I think could work out as a great killer theme. And the killer theme that I thought of for the first one is a vampire. We've all wanted a vampire ever since there was a tome archive that showed off a vampire. So I only imagine that soon we will eventually get a vampire into the realm of the entity as a Dead by Daylight chapter. Now, I have seen some vampire concepts from survivors turning into vampires, or possibly the vampire uses blood as some sort of power, but we already have that with the Oni as he consumes blood orbs for his demon mode or whatever. If you guys have some really cool vampire ideas, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And also feel free to let me know some ideas on the next killer that I think could work well in Dead by Daylight, which is a pirate. Now, for the pirate, I would imagine that the pirate would be like a lone wolf kind of guy, kind of like Jack Sparrow in the first Pirates movie in the beginning. He's working as this lone wolf kind of character. But I would imagine this pirate having like a parrot as a friend. I know that's kind of stereotypical, but maybe a parrot can work as like a passive ability for the pirate. These are all just ideas, but I don't have like full concepts for both the vampire and the pirate. But if you guys have some cool ideas, feel free to let me know. Alright, now we're going to move on to the final part, which is a killer that has both a theme and a power to it, and I'm going to give that to the teacher. Now, if anyone has played Dead by Daylight or know the lore of Dead by Daylight, Dead by Daylight had a file in it that featured a teacher with teacher power, an add-on, as well as a teacher perk. But I decided to come up with my own teacher power. So get buckled in, because here's what I have for a teacher power. When a survivor has entered the dying state, you can put a dunce cap on them, giving them the delinquent status effect. This can only be done once per survivor. Now, the delinquent status effect will deny survivors to do gens, open exit gates, and leave the trial by any means. So it is a little bit of a nerfed, incapacitated status effect, but it will deny survivors doing what they essentially need to do, which is do the gens and get out. So that's my idea, and the delinquent status effect as of right now is only viable towards the teacher. There are no perks yet that have the status effect. Now, how can survivors remove the delinquent status effect and the dunce cap? Well, survivors can remove the dunce cap by successfully passing a pop quiz. And this is the special ability that comes with the teacher, and it's called Pop Quiz. There will be 4 desks throughout the map, and the survivors must pass a pop quiz. The pop quiz will contain skill checks, and the final question that will make the survivors lose the dunce cap will essentially be the up, down, left, right game that Skull Merchant uses for her drones. If a survivor can successfully pass the pop quiz, they can remove the dunce cap and they remove the delinquent status effect. They will also gain a 5% haste and endurance status effect. But if they fail, survivors will suffer from the exposed status effect for 20 seconds and have to find another desk. This power is designed for survivors not to do their basic objectives. They can heal, they can do chests, they can cleanse or bless totems. They just cannot do gens or exit. Alright, that's gonna be it. If you guys like what you see, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe down below. If you guys want to check me out on Twitch, that link is at the top of the description. Other than that, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and until next time, I am Addy.